Be strong.
This is how I've set up my Schoology for a virtual learning platform. Both my in-person students and virtual students use this, so I set it up in a way that both can use it and benefit from it at the same time. As you can see, the very first thing that I put on my Schoology materials page, which is essentially the virtual student's classroom, first thing I put here is a distance learning schedule. These students now have access to the bell schedule. They know when to log in on Zoom every day for first period, and they know when to log out for first period. And they know the exact same information for every period of the day. Once students have access to the daily bell schedule, they can then use my Zoom link to access their virtual meeting for my class. Now that they have access to the times they're supposed to be in their classes and access to the classrooms on Zoom themselves, I thought it would be helpful to give the students some helpful links, some tutorials here that could show them how to do certain things if they're not as tech savvy as some of their peers or as we may perceive them to be. General Schoology help, how to upload an assignment to Schoology, how to convert a picture on an iPhone to a PDF. All of these are helpful things for my students because I use a lot of these. I've asked the students in the past, those with cell phones, to take a picture of something, convert it to a PDF, and then upload it to Schoology. However, I've stopped doing that throughout this semester because I found that my classroom wasn't as accessible to those students that didn't have printers and phones. So now I've made my Schoology class more accessible to those students by putting assignments on here that don't require them to use cell phones or printers. Everything can be done digitally without leaving the computer. From here, I start getting into my content, and I only open up for the students to see one day at a time. So on day 1 of the semester, they'll see day 1. On day 2 of the semester, they'll see day 1 and 2. On day 3, they'll see days 1, 2, and 3. So they never get a look ahead. They don't work ahead. All they do is they get to see what they're doing today and what they've done previously. And let me get into this folder here. I like the way this is set up because the students, when they click in here, they don't even have to go into the folders to see what we discussed. All I did to do that, to get this right here where it says policies and pretest, when I created my folder, I typed policies and pretest right here in the description box. So again, this is very organized. Day 1, we're going over class policies and taking a pretest. Day number 2, I'm going to introduce them to environmental science and their ecological footprint. And they can go down the list here and see exactly what we do every single day. It is clearly organized. It's accessible to students that don't have the same access as some of their peers to a cell phone or a printer. For example, one of the assignments that I give them is a discussion post. Let's click on this and check it out. In order for students to complete this assignment, all they have to do is read this article below, answer these 15 questions, and upload a submission here. It's pretty simple for them to upload. I don't have the student view on this computer, but they'll be given a little discussion box here in Schoology where they can type all their responses to where their peers can then respond back to them. So I'm creating dialogue in a virtual classroom with students that don't get to see each other. So discussion posts are an excellent tool for virtual learning platforms. Another reason why I like to set it up like this, let me go back to my materials page here, is because I can save this entire class at the end of every semester to my resources. If I click here on Save Resources, or Save to Resources, I can go and choose where I want to save it. And if I click Submit, this class will be saved here to my resource folder. Let me scroll up a bit. And I can click on Resources, and I can pull everything out of this class into a class for next semester. And it will all be organized the exact same way. It'll be day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And I'll make another video that shows you how to do that. So, again, this video we discussed how to organize a virtual classroom in Schoology, giving them all the details they'll need to make them as successful as they can be. Everything from the schedule, to the Zoom link, or the Google Meet link, whatever it is that you use, to the links that they'll need to help them learn how to do what you're asking them to do, and then adding the content below in organized folders where the students can easily see what is expected of them.